that's the first beat I made when I moved to LA. Shout out to the great, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. That beat was for him. When I moved to LA, we was already in contact prior because I had produced a song for him and Ross on the Self-Made Volume 2 called what's it called? Not Fluorescent Ink. Fountain of Youth. So he had reached out to me on Twitter, and I told him I was gonna be moving to LA soon. So we just kept in contact. So when I came to LA, I was welcomed with open arms. He had me pull up to the studio, and that was like the first beat that I made for him. He wrote to it, but nothing really like came from it or whatever. But I happened to play that beat for John Connor, and this is when John Connor was signed to Aftermath. I actually connected with John Connor and Aftermath through my guy Taheem Cannon. Shout out to Taheem. He was a A&R at Aftermath, and he also invited me with open arms to come in and work, play stuff for Dr. Dre and all that. So I played it for John, and John already had like a record to it. He was going to get Dre on it, and then I think when Dre was working on the Compton album, um, they had revisited that song, and then he wanted to use that for his project because John was working on his own project. But then when they revisited it, Dre was like, "Yo, I want to use this for Compton." So shit, why not go for it? Take it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was like a dope moment for me because it's like I didn't know where I would fall moving out here in LA, and like that beat like solidified that I made the right choice moving out here. You know what I mean? Because working on the Compton project was like a big deal for me. I wanted to be part of whatever Dre was doing at the time. You know what I'm saying? And it was like I thought he was working on. I thought like at the time I thought Detox was going to come out. This was like when Detox was like a mystery. Like, yo, is Detox ever going to come out? So when I found out that he was getting ready to put out an album, I was like, oh shit, this Detox, this is about to be crazy. But it ended up being Compton. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it was definitely a moment in time for me. I always like will remember that. Like that beat will always link me or make me remember when Nipsey would hit me up or with my first time linking with Dre. So
yeah, rest in peace, Nipsey, man. Um, yeah, okay, so I've got the information here, right? So regards to what we were talking about before. So the song For the Love of Money off of the album was reused on the Bone Thugs and Harmony single For the Love of Money. So yeah, so because they were basically signed to this, I think was Bone
yeah,
Thugs.
Bone Thugs was signed to Easy E, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So basically, it's they were both signed to the same label. So I think I don't know who you. So I'm assuming you guys cleared it with Bone Thugs, or did you clear it with?
I
Do
think
you
whoever owns that master is where they
Ruthless?
claimed it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where they get it from.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it would have been the same thing anyway because they're
Yeah.
both signed to the same label. So yeah, yeah. So there you have it, guys. Was you fortunate enough to be in the studio with Dre?
Oh yeah. So I think the first year of me moving to LA, I was at Dr. Dre's studio every day. Like I said, they welcomed me with open arms. So I was that's where I worked every day. I didn't really have anything else going on at the time. So like my whole focus was to get a record with Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? So um I ended up getting I think I did Deep Water with Focus and them joints and Dahi and that one For the Love of Money. I had another one too, but it ended up getting scrapped. But those two I was fortunate to be a part of. You know
Hey,
what I mean?
get
I worked over there for like I want to say 2 years. I moved out here beginning of 2014. So that album came out late 2015, I think, or the
yeah.
summertime, something like that. Yeah, like I was over there for a while.
Wow, man. And you know, to get that start, Let me start again. To get that stamp of approval from the Dr. Dre, man.
Yeah, man.
That's what most producers dream of, man. Um,
Yeah.
one of the things I've heard about Dre, because High Tech said this, because he obviously he was with Aftermath as well. El Timo said this. I can't remember who else said it, but I've been told that he's very meticulous. Like,
Woo! All right, story time. Check this out.
yes, let's
So
hear it.
there was this the record that got scrapped. So um so we was working on songs or whatever, and there was one particular beat that I did that he didn't care for the snare on. You know what I mean? So I was just like, all right, cool. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna change the snare. Easy work. I thought it was thinking nothing of it. So I changed the snare, but I guess it he either he didn't peep it or he felt like it still sounded the same or what. So I don't know how many people was in the room, but it was a lot of other producers in the room. Focus was in the room. Um, who else was in the room, man? I forget who else was in the room. I remember Focus was in the room though, because Focus was like my coach. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like Dr. Dre don't really have a lot of other producers in the room and shit. So for me to be in there is like an honor. So that was like my coach. Like, yeah, you doing your thing.
Mm.
So that I changed the snare. He didn't fuck with the snare, and then he let me know that he didn't fuck with the snare, bro. He was like, "You change this is the same snare." I was like, "Nah, I changed it. Nah, this snare trash." Like I don't remember what he said verbatim, but in so many words, I took it like, damn, this shit is ass now. And then he ended up scrapping the song, and then they moved on to a whole nother song. And like that hurt my confidence so bad because like I wasn't cocky, but I knew I was like, yo, I could change the snare. It's nothing. This shit easy.
Mm.
Blah, blah, blah. I changed the snare. He wasn't fucking with it. Ended up scrapping the whole idea and they moved on to the next joint. Yo, I was so hurt. I was heartbroken, dog.
That's crazy.
Damn, yo. So it's like I don't think I went back to the studio for maybe like a week, yo. And I was like, yo,
You had to recover.
I gotta redeem myself, bro. So when I came back, me and Focus worked on the deep water beat, and I did the drums on the deep water beat, and I redeemed myself because Dre looked at it. And I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
motherfucker, yeah, I'm nice, dog. You know what I'm saying? So that was dope, man. That was a dope moment right there.
Talk your
But
shit, man.
I will say now that that has happened to me, I don't want to say I struggle, but I do take more time than I should choosing the right snare for beats. You know
That's
what
what's
I'm
gonna
saying?
ask you.
Like everything else I do easily. I arrange, I do the music, get the music right, the drums, everything is cool. But when I get to that snare, I always gotta make sure that it's the right snare, dog. It'll take me
Wow,
days to get the right snare sometimes. I gotta make sure everything is perfect.
that's crazy. Because yeah, I've heard stories about Dre being sort of person that you would ask the vocalist or the artist in question, all right, do it one more time, do it again, do it again, do it again. Like, like talk about perfection. Like that's why Detox didn't come out because he just wants everything to be perfect.
Yeah,
You
now
know
I
what I
get it.
mean?
When you're creative, you want everything to be right. I know even with me, like with the beats that I work on at the house, I used to spend maybe a few hours max on beats. Now it takes me a week sometimes to like make sure everything is perfect before I export it. You know what I mean? Like I might do the idea fast, but I won't export the beat for like a few days until I make sure everything is right. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay. So here's the question then. Another question: how do you know when it's right? Like, is it a case of
For
is
me,
it?
it's about feeling. For me, once it
Mm.
feels good for me, that's when I'll export it and send it out.
Do you ever get the second opinion of? Do you ever depend on the second opinion of other people? Like,
Uh, no, for the most part. Um, like I said, it's all about for me. I just got to listen to it with fresh ears. Like if I'm working on something for like a whole few hours or whatever, I'll just leave it alone and come back to it. And then once I
mm,
come back to it with fresh ears, I'll know what needs to be done, and then it'll feel good. It'll feel right. You know,
mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's what I do. I don't know about everybody else, but that's what works for me.
All right, okay, man. That's dope. Does anyone else want to chip in here before we move on to the next song?
I don't know if he spoke about it in the beginning, but what DAW do you use to produce your beats?
I use FL Studio.
Oh, okay. I was just curious about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
When you st
I've been using FL Studio since the beginning, so I never used anything else.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Team
Okay.
Reason all day.
Now you said FL Studio. I'm not gonna name any names, right? But there was a certain producer that came out. Maybe I think he said this last year, the year before, and he was kind of dissing producers that use FL Studio.
DJ Khaled.
Yeah.
Nah, that's he cool, man. I don't think I think either he was just trolling or he just don't know. But I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume that he knows that a lot of like the producers that he collaborates with uses FL as well. So I ain't take that shit serious.
It's too many hits that comes out of there, and it's just that's the industry standard now for the most part. Just like you said,
he was like
Ableton. I know a few people that still use Logic and Reason.
I use Logic though.
I use Reason.
That's why I was asking.
I've been using Reason for the last 5 years, like last 10 years, probably Reason. And everyone still thinks I probably produce on FL. They're like, yo, send me the FLP. I'm like, nah, bro, I use Reason, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man.
I still go back to
I don't
FL.
think I don't either he ain't like he don't have the knowledge on FL Studio, or he knowing he was just talking shit, just trolling over.
I remember
I just laughed at it like, yo, you bugging, dog.
It was funny because he was like, it's called Too Easy. It's called, what did he say again? I can't remember what he said.
Yeah, it's like, it's too easy. Like, they just click. And that's the beat's done too easy.
He was like, hey, I'll come in the studio and I'll be like, yo, take out those snares. I hate those snares. They're trash. Or some shit.
Nah, but to be honest, all jokes aside, FL Studio has changed the game, man. Like, you got to be like proper in terms of you need to know how to know what you're doing. And I think FL Studio, people diss it. I was dissing it and trolling it for a bit, but I realized, you know what? These FL Studio man, they're doing bits, man.
Yo,
I'm still Reason to this day.
I tried doing the whole beat making thing, right? I downloaded FL Studio. When I looked at that interface, I was like, yeah, fuck this. I ain't doing this.
Yeah.
You just saw bad squares before.
Yep.
Nah,
After the first Little Brother came out, Little Brother album came out, there should have been no more talk about FL Studios this, FL Studios that, because they let you see all of the possibilities. Like, I think a lot of people thought it was just gonna be beats like Laffy Taffy and whatnot, but then like when Nice showed everybody back then what you could do, I feel like it's just been off to the races ever since then.
Yeah, Knife. I remember when we spoke.
I know. Didn't Knife do an interview with you? And
Yeah.
The blueprint, and everybody was looking at him like, "Yo, you just got a laptop?" Like,
yeah.
Like,
when he was talking about
you making me mad, yo. Let's move on, dog. Let's go.
Exactly.
That's why I feel like he was trolling, dog. Like, he was just trolling. He wasn't serious.
I shouldn't have asked that question. I was just curious because when you started talking about snares, you know, what DAW you were using. That's why I asked that question.
That's hilarious, right? Because when Knife was talking about Girl, it was like, as soon as Threats came out, Jay-Z and those 3 songs on Destiny's Child came out, everybody shut the fuck up after that. do you know what's funny? Because that video, I did a video for Knife, and I put it out on his Instagram, and then Knife messaged me. He said, the next video I do, can he take out the curse words out of it? Because he said shut the fuck up in that video, and he said he got a DM from his mum, called him. He was like, why are you swearing on Instagram?
Oh my God.
So every video since then, Knife's like, yeah, take out all the curses, anything, shit, fuck, god damn, take it all out. He doesn't. Oh man, shout out to.
It doesn't matter how big you are or who you are. Mum will still tell you.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're 8th wonder or 10th wonder. I don't give a damn. You better stop cursing.
Oh man, no, shout out to Ninth, man. He's a real cool, funny dude, man. All right, we're gonna keep this moving, man. Let me see what I've got next, man. Oh yeah, so this next song, right? I was kind of surprised that you produced for this artist. As if you haven't realized by now, from my accent, I'm from the UK, right? I've newsflash, I'm from the UK, right? So this artist is actually
Word?
from this artist is from the UK, right?
What you preach for UK artists? I need to hear this.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, I just found this out, man. All right,
Swear, what do you mean?
all right, let me play this, man.